Hi, hi. Let me know if the audio isn't loud enough, or if I'm too loud. You ready for vampire shenanigans? Hold on. Trying to make sure everything's set up properly. A little novice. Yeah. Yeah, it is. You're working it correctly. I can see your messages. I'm gonna get into it. Let's see. High-key excited about this. I did play a little bit of this beforehand. Only about an hour. And I kinda wanted to get more into it, and I was kinda glad to be able to start doing that today. Move my mic. And this time I have water. So I'm still recovering. So the one that I did start was with Cersei. But if you want, I'll let you choose. And we'll see how that goes from there. Just, I guess, pick whatever name fancies you more. If you want, you can tell me just choose. Honestly, no idea. Like I said, I only played Cersei's for a little bit. I know what her deal is. I have no idea what Dante's deal is. But we can explore that. We can explore that now, and then I go back to Cersei later. Let's do Dante, just because I have less information on him. Oh, I see. Oh, so this is vampires and werewolves. That I didn't know. Shared trauma. Alright. Say no to drugs is crazy. Okay, so Dante, date of birth February 7th, 1953. Man is old. Demi Hellhound. Crossed out but werewolf. I feel like that's the same thing. Police officer, I'm not. Fair. Emergency contact, Orion Walker. Personal history. Several years ago, Dante struck a deal with Orion, a former friend of his mother. Stuck in North Haven ever since, Dante unwillingly works as a cop. Oh, that's why he doesn't want to be a cop. He He spends his nights chasing criminals, waiting for the day when he'll finally have fulfilled his end of the deal. At last, Orion puts Dante on his final case. There's a suspicious new drug on the market he wants Dante to investigate, but the roots of this problem might be even more dangerous than they thought. Dead ass? He has the same birthday? Is it... Dude. That's funny, that's really funny. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Oh, hello? Okay. The rain hits the window in a peaceful, hypnotic pattern. Not him sharing the same birthday as your dad. That's crazy. Orion stares outside, thoughts wandering. He has no work left tonight. He's done with moving. Wait, he's done with moving too, so he could go home. But to what? It's not like being at home is any different from staying around here all night. Oh, we got problems immediately. We already have problems. The game just started. At the same time, he knows he can't stay. Daytime isn't for creatures like him. He's expected to hide away, never to be seen by the ones who wander the hallways after the sun has risen. A deep sigh escapes him. He's sure it's the rain that's making him melancholic. No, not happening. It had rained the day his mentor died too. Oh, hello? Oh, I see it. I know what's going on. I have big brain. I know what's going on. Why the deep frown? Orion feels himself twitch at the sound of someone else inside the room. Only the familiarity with her voice can ease his initial tension. He locks eyes with the woman reflected in the window. It's you. Ooh. It's me! Francesca sits down on Orion's desk, giving it a pat. Were it anyone else, he would think them rude, but this is Francesca. If she suddenly behaved politely around him, he would think she was sick. What a mood. They're each other's precious friends, which is more than Orion has had in a long time. New office, new furniture. It's nice. It is indeed. I was planning on inviting you over sometime, since I guess you'd want to see it. But speaking of inviting you, did someone let you in? One could almost think that Francesca belonged here, thanks to that natural arrogance of hers. God damn it, X. Why is the first thing you say in chat, bro? Come on. Unless you're talking about Francesca, which she do be looking like a little bit of a baddie. But Orion doubts any officer here would have actually let a stranger walk into the station for no apparent reason. Not exactly. So you... Is this the news that she tells him that she has a baby? Is that what's happening? I feel like this is the plot point. Orion stops himself mid-sentence. If she wants to get Summer, she finds a way. Even if it means somehow breaking into a police station unseen. She could have met with him outside, which she usually does, but it seems today is different. You know you shouldn't be here. I stopped by your flat, but you weren't there. What else should I have done? Still, breaking in is dangerous. I wouldn't call it breaking in. It was more like entering through unusual means. It's a good excuse for us to use later on in life. Orion is admittedly a bit curious, but he won't bother to ask how she did it. She'd only refuse to tell, just to tease him. Quite possibly we might be doing that, with said monsters, because, I believe this is kind of a dating sim game. There are love interests. So we'll just have to see. Whether they're monsters or not, we'll find out. Besides, that's not what he's focused on right now. What's much more interesting is her scent. Oh, this is her telling him she has a child. She's with baby. She smells human. Are you wearing a perfume of some kind? There are items like that out there, made to mask your scent, change it to something else. Rather than the price, it's finding someone who makes them that is more complicated. Orion doesn't understand why she would go through the trouble. Normally, she more or less smells like a werewolf. There's no reason to hide that. Francesca smiles and looks around. Her tone is playful, as it most often is. Oh, she's deflecting. She's deflecting. This office suits you much better than the old one. A bit empty, though. I think it'll need some decorations. I would have brought something if I'd known you were moving. So, like, are y'all a thing? Is that what's going on? It seems like y'all are a thing. Or at least the man has feelings for her. There's no making her talk about something she doesn't want to say. Giving up, he plays along. I would have told you about it, but I only heard about the promotion last evening. When Advic decides on something, you might be faced with sudden changes without any warning. This was such a case. You're an inspector now. Your boss sure is a spontaneous guy, but congratulations on getting promoted. If you're happy about it, otherwise, my condolences. Is he happy? You don't look like it, man. You really don't. You look like you're having a miserable time. For a moment... Oh, I've been saying this freaking wrong this entire time. His name is Orion. His name is Orion. Orion, my dumbass. Orion pauses to consider his answer. I hope I will do it justice. Of course you will. You're an excellent officer, Orion. One of very, very few. Believe me, this city is lucky to have you. Francesca turns quiet. She suddenly seems a bit downcast, which is unusual, and the hesitation on her face makes Orion uncomfortable. She doesn't like being seen as anything other than her confident self. Is everything alright? You know I'm always here to help you. Now she has to chuckle. Orion has helped her only once so far, and it had been a giant mess of her being accused of a crime she didn't commit. She'd taken a liking to him for believing that she was innocent. Their meetings since have been irregular, but when she does come by, Orion is happy to make time. Francesca is the only one he can confide in. If she's indeed in need of his help, he'll do whatever is necessary. So... Y'all together? There's no need to worry about getting involved with something he can't do. If she's here to ask him, then it's within the realm of his means and morals. But that's not what she's here for. I probably won't come to visit you anymore. We'll have to stay in contact another way. Orion tenses up. Is someone after you? If anyone catches wind of her identity, that she isn't the werewolf she portrays herself as, but rather a hellhound, then she is in danger. Oh, so there's a difference between those. Okay, that's why it was crossed out. It has been a while since hellhounds completely vanished, hiding away where no one could find them. Not everyone cares about finding one in the first place, but those that do are dangerous. If there is someone after her already... Oh no, I'm safe. Are you, girlie? She playfully waves a hand, and he calms down. Though he glares briefly at her, she grins, amused to have gotten a reaction out of him. But if it isn't that, then... Oh, never mind. Never mind. Homegirl's taken. I mean... Just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. Is this related to your husband? Your mate? Yes. Well, at least I was right about something. She do be having a baby. This is our main character. Or one of our main characters. She touches her belly. Orion stops himself from rushing over. I'm pregnant. Congratulations! We don't know if that is a congratulations, my guy. Oh, it seems like it. Never mind. My bad. Thank you. Her voice is warm and filled with love. Orion has never met her husband, but he has seen him from afar. A normal human. The relationship isn't going to be easy, but Francesca always wanted a mate and a child. Oh, okay, so it is a very much a good thing for her. Her wish is finally being fulfilled. So, yes, I will be focused on taking care of them. Makes things a bit more complicated. Him? You already know the gender? She didn't mention being pregnant the last time they met, which wasn't that long ago, and her stomach is still flat. She can't be too far along. I mean, nobody suspected Ace's mom either, but you know. Not officially, but I have a hunch. Francesca's instincts aren't to be underestimated, so Orion is tempted to believe her. A son. I already thought of a name. Do you want to hear it? Her excitement is infectious. Orion feels himself smile. I'd love to. Dandelion? Aw. I'm gonna assume it's pronounced either... It has to be Dandelion if his name is Dante. Dantalion? Dantalion or Dante? That one's a bit snappier, don't you think? It's a good name. Did you come up with it together with your husband? He left the full decision to me. We want our boy to have a name that suits a hellhound, and my husband hardly has any idea what those would be. It'll be the only connection we'll have to my side of the family for a long while. Her voice drops again. She sighs, visibly affected by the ups and downs of her own emotions. Orion's eyebrows scrunched together. Although hellhounds and werewolves aren't the same species, they do share various canine characteristics. I can't read. Oh my god. One of them is their pact, which is of great importance to both. Do you not intend to introduce him to your pack? Is there a reason to hide him? Because he's half human? Hellhounds don't care about that. Francesca closes her eyes and inhales deeply, steadying herself. We will stay here, with the humans. My son will grow up as one. No going back to my home, at least not anytime soon. But I assume he's gonna have powers later on, no? Is that not, would that not be a concern? Or at least be somewhat different than other people. At least tell him. I hope. Orion goes through what he knows about hellhounds. It's not a lot, either unconfirmed rumors he has heard from other supernaturals or tidbits from Francesca. As far as he knows, young hellhounds are still too weak, and worse, too unstable, to protect themselves. That makes them easy targets for people who want to catch a hellhound. So yeah, well, I guess I understand the reasoning for wanting to hide him then, if that's the case. They'd never be safe out in the open. It'd be more secure for Francesca to take her child and husband into hiding, join her family, in a place that no one knows. A place where a young hellhound can be raised without worry. Sounds like a great risk to take. Will he be safe here? Well... Francesca brushes a hand through her hair. There's only one way or the other. Either we join my family until our son is grown, or we stay here. My husband won't be happy in my home. It's too different. So I decided we would stay here. A hellhound's mate and child are always equal. Francesca would never make a decision that favored one over the other. And the child? It's not as dangerous as you think. As long as we do it the right way from the start. We will be a human family. My son will be raised as a human, his father will be one, and I will be one too. That's not good. That's never good. That doesn't turn out well, ever. Orion sniffs the air again. She still smells human. That's likely part of the plan. He hadn't expected the perfumes to be so effective. We will completely escape the attention of anyone supernatural. As long as we do that, there's nothing to fear. Famous last words. Although, I mean, you're giving up a lot of yourself. Hardly a big sacrifice to make for the happiness of my loved ones. So the plan is to seem as human as possible. Yeah. Don't stand out, don't attract attention. Be a normal family of sorts. A family of humans who have no idea who is living among them. Don't meet with any supernaturals. That includes you. That's what she meant by they can't meet. That sucks. Orion chuckles into the silence that's fallen upon them. Don't look so guilty. I understand. If you regularly meet up with a vampire, people will get suspicious of how you know each other. You will move away as well, I imagine. Not many people have seen me around, but we won't take the risk. I'm also going to do something about my looks so that even if we do run into somebody, they won't be recognized. That's kind of low-key a sad way to live, dude. A shame for my beautiful face, don't you think? Your husband is very lucky to have a wife that is willing to do so much for him and your child. Oh, don't flatter me. You'd do the same if you had a family. Yikes. I would. But it doesn't matter anymore. Damn! Depressed ass motherfucker. He accepted that he wouldn't have a family when he allowed himself to be changed. He accepted it even before that. Don't say that. You're immortal. You're too young to talk as if you'd never find love. I'm hardly young. I mean, when is a vampire ever? You are, for a vampire. Believe me, there will be more than enough women who will appreciate your mature charm, even as a vampire. She's not wrong, though. She's not wrong. I mean, look at him. I'm not interested in a relationship right now, let alone with a human. I said the same about humans before I met my husband. And now look at me. It's always the humans. They always manage to fuck everything up. Fate will decide for you. Fate stay night. Francesca falls silent one more. What? Hello. Read. Francesca falls silent once more. If you can. Yes. Considering you're technically immortal, you will outlive me easily. If needed, you call me young, but not yourself. You have several centuries ahead of you. I know, I'm just saying that if needed, and if you're not busy with your own family or anything, could my son come to you for help when he needs it? Interesting. I'm offended you even think you'd have to ask. You, your husband, and your son may contact me anytime. But we're also trying to avoid supernaturals. Make it make sense. Francesca puts a hand on her chest, exhaling slowly. That's a relief. The thought of my boy being alone has been nagging me since I knew I was pregnant. The foreshadowing at its finest. Be honest, there really isn't anyone after you? No one. I'm probably just overthinking, but I still wanted to talk to you about it. It was... She doesn't finish her sentence. A hunch. Neither of them want to think about why she feels so worried when there's no need to be. Oh. Francesca slips off the table. She brushes off her clothes and smiles at Orion. You're leaving? Yes, it's about time. My husband is waiting with all of our things packed. I'm not sure when or if we will see each other again, but I'll send you letters. They can be traced. I'll get them to you without anyone noticing. That much I can do. You just want to boast about your child, don't you? Maybe? But I mean, he does have a point. They can still be traced whether she tries or not. She laughs, more lighthearted now. Well, I guess this is goodbye. Farewell, Orion. Farewell, Francesca. I wish you the best. Thank you. Orion watches her leave. The door falls shut with a sound of finality. For some reason, he has a feeling they will never meet again. A hunch. A hunch can be wrong. He prays that it is. Stay safe. You and your family. The rain starts to come down harder. Oh, she's dead. She's so dead. Orion sighs, turning away from the dreary sight, and gets ready to go home. That was a... Oh. Okay. My little boy. My Dante. Always remember, I love you. But that's why you can't run free. You have to hold back. You have to keep control. Oh, it did not turn out well at all. Keep calm. Keep quiet. Don't let go. Don't lose yourself. Don't burn. Don't burn. Don't burn. Don't die, my child. Oh. What is happening? Damn it. Oh, okay. Whoa, whoa. Oh my god. I was a little scared for a moment. I was very much scared. Inside the empty room, there's no alarm clock to tell the time or wake him up. Despite that, curled up her... Girl, me too. Inside the empty room, there's no alarm clock to tell the time or wake him up. Despite that, curled up... I can't even speak. Curled up underneath the sheets, Dante opened his eyes just in time to get ready for work. The air is cool. It's comfortable as long as he stays under the sheets. But when it hits his skin, goosebumps form. Dude has nothing in his room other than the bed. Mi ojos is crazy. No. It'd be more comfortable to sleep. I can't, that's so funny. It'd be more comfortable to sleep in his other form. It'd be more comfortable to ever be in it at all. But he's not going to risk it. He's got underwear on. He's got boxers. He's fine. The world won't allow him a slip up. Oh, so exactly what I thought was gonna happen is that he does have his transformative powers, so I'm sure that went wrong in his childhood whenever he couldn't control emotions very well. Hellhounds are easily mistaken for werewolves, as long as they remain in human form. But the moment he lets his animalistic features out, the difference would be far too obvious. Dante prefers not to out himself by accident. He's been sleeping in since childhood anyways. He's been sleeping like this since childhood anyway. I cannot read. I cannot focus. Sitting up, Dante stretches, easing some of the tension that crept into his muscles while he slept. One of those dreams again. I didn't need to start my night like that. Sluggishly, he drags himself out of bed. Whatever. It's not a dream he's unfamiliar with, but there hasn't been a single time when he enjoyed waking up to the voice of his mother. But in the end, a dream is only a dream. When the lights in the room turn on, it quickly fades. Dante rubs his eyes, blindly stumbling towards the bathroom for a shower. Getting ready for a job at night is no different from getting ready for a job during the day. Wash up, change clothes, eat breakfast, quote unquote, or not. If you ask Dante, it was a waste of time. See, I'm not entirely crazy. Dude is leaving he's leaving nothing to the imagination, man. Oh my god. Okay. Should have everything. There's little Dante has in his room, and even less that he cares to bring to work. He's ready in no time. Don't call it the Dio halter top. Don't do that. There's plenty of other people that wear that other than Dio. He doesn't own the rights to that halter top. Hair's still damp. He walks towards the door but stops anyways. Or midway. There's footsteps. 2 pairs. 2 pairs. I'm gonna wait that one out. I don't know what's out there, so... He sighs, leaning against the wall right next to the door with closed eyes. The lighter pair of footsteps approaches quickly, stopping right in front of the flat. Oh, so they're specifically coming for you, buddy. Oh. Only after hearing the knocks does Dante open the door. He doesn't understand why Alice insists on having him wait, but it seems to make her happy. Oh, okay, so that was a good choice. What does Alice look like? Small child? I assume small child? Dante, good evening! Oh, it is a small child. Oh, she's so cute! Oh. She has no sense of danger, half his size. She still manages to hop high enough to hang off of him. Under any other circumstances, Dante's reaction to having someone jump at him would be to throw them somewhere else. But that's not an option at the moment. Don't throw the child. Don't throw the child. Look how excited she looks. Aww, there's Big Brother energy. Aww. Alice. The girl ignores his scolding tone. Alex! Clinging to Dante even tighter. Awkwardly stabilizing her in his arms, Dante decides to glare at the second person approaching. It's easier than glaring at the kid. Fair, fair. Alice's father sees no reason to hurry over. He just tips his head in greeting, perfectly relaxed about letting his little girl cling to a supernatural. Oh! And what happened to not having a family? What is that? Huh? Huh? Good evening. That's... a lot of eye candy, minus the child on the screen. Gotta read that, oh well. Out of spite, he doesn't. What are you doing here? And more importantly, what is she doing here? Alice allows herself to be put down. Even though there's a soft growl accompanying Dante's words, she looks mostly unimpressed. I'm not allowed to come? This is no place for a child, he wants to say. This corner of the city is dangerous. You know that. Besides, it's not good for a child to spend so much time with non-humans. But what comes out of Dante's mouth instead is... You are... Don't be mean to the child. I mean, he's rightfully upset, but... Cursed be those big, innocent puppy dog eyes. Are you mad I'm here? It's hard for Dante to be. You don't get mad at pups. Not really. Even if they're not an actual pup. But it's a baby. Look at her eyes. No. So there's no problem. Still doesn't explain why you're here. With a chuckle, Alice's father joins the conversation. I just picked her up from her friend's place. She doesn't want to go home before she says hello to everyone at the station. You being the most important. Orion's face is soft when he looks at Alice. Dante doesn't know the Orion from before Alice was born, but he knows enough about vampires to know that he knows enough about vampires to know what she is. A literal miracle. Oh. And what happened to not finding having a family? What happened there, buddy? Who's the woman? A vampire and a human shouldn't be able to have a child. And yet here she is. That she is Orion's biological child is carefully kept secret. Despite all the obstacles in their way, they're a happy family. And, for reasons Dante doesn't get, Alice keeps trying to pull him into it. I really, really wanted to see you. You never come by. So if I don't go to you, we never meet. Which would be preferable. I don't agree with her visiting the office either. But you know that it's impossible to stop her from doing what she wants. Orion's words aren't quite the truth. He'd never let Alice near anything that could cause her harm. It's because he's confident that the station is a safe place that he lets her visit for a couple of minutes. Whoop. That's not what I meant to do. I'm not scared at all, because everyone is nice. Nice? You can't agree with that. Raoul aside, most of Dante's co-workers are ready and happy to start a fight the moment they're challenged. As funny as Dante thinks it is to have an entire division of questionable personalities, he wouldn't call them nice. Everyone just acts friendly around Alice because she's a little pup. I mean, as they should. She's a child. Oh. Controller? No controller? There we go. Himself included.
Besides, you and Dad protect me anyways, right?
Oh, hello? I'll always protect you. Oh, that face says everything, buddy.
Dante?
Alice reaches out to grab Dante's hand. He recoils, though his resistance melts away the moment he sees Alice's expression drop. We would. Alice's expression wavers for a moment, but she catches herself quickly.
I knew it.
Behind Alice, Orion watches them, too amused to intervene. I hate that smile. That smile that I hate. Are we leaving now, or are we going to stand around and talk forever? Orion's eyes shift away from Dante's. He touches Alice's shoulder and the girl hums in a questioning tone. Alice, would you let us speak alone for a moment?
Okay.
She takes a step past Dante, but stops to look up at him. Only when Dante waves his hand at her does she run onward, vanishing around the corner to explore the bedroom. I mean, there's not very much to explore. It looks pretty empty, dude.
Your room is so boring. There's nothing here. One day I'll make you decorate it. I'll get you a new lamp and curtains and then a bookshelf.
Her voice trails off. Dante listens to the sound for a moment, steps towards the window, then the squeak of it being opened. Knowing that she's successfully distracted and not eavesdropping, Dante and Orion turn towards each other. So, what do you want? God. Hold on. Water time. Don't think I believe your shitty excuse. That's not why you're here. I am picking her up, and she did want to come here. I didn't lie. But I'll admit it's good to see you in advance. There's a new case. And there's one every day. What, are you here because you don't think I'd be on time? Too bad, I'm awake. It's a task I can only hand to you and Raoul. If he's saying that, he knows that Dante won't want it. Dante won't want the case. He's trying to get all the fuss out of the way, without Raoul around. Oh. So are we talking about rivals, or is that a love interest? Either way, I'm all for it. Just because Raoul loves to rile Dante up whenever he tries to evade work. Sounds like it's gonna be a massive bother. I'm not doing it. You have no other choice. I do. You just heard it. I'm not taking... We have a deal, Dante. That damn deal. That's why Dante's a police officer in the first place. There's no way he'd ever work as one otherwise. I can still say no or demand more money. Just a couple more months and I can finally leave. I don't think you can actually say no if you're already saying no and have it do nothing. So, what if we demand more money? He obviously needs it if he's gonna put anything in his apartment. Dante doesn't want to say yes immediately, just because. Fine. Then I want a raise. Oh. What for? You never buy anything. Your room is as empty as the day you moved in. I mean, you don't know that. What if he's buying food? There's no evidence of that. He's right. But Dante might still need the money. For later. You blackmail me and I can't even get paid for doing my job. A deal is not blackmail. I feel like that's arguable. I think you can argue that. And if you do want your paycheck, you take whatever case I give you. But I'll think about the raise. How generous. A raise they both know might be completely useless. But Dante does as he's planned, and he leaves as soon as the deal is over. Your answer? I can't stand you, old man. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of sad to see. Considering how excited he was to, like, have Dante be born. That kind of sucks. But it is what it is, I guess. Bye-bye, girlie. I really do need you on this case. Dante audibly exhales. Goodness. Refusing to look at Orion any longer. Instead, he turns back towards the interior of his flat. Ooh. Why am I saying ooh? I saw him in that jacket in the beginning. Grabbing his jacket, he calls for Alice. Alice, we're leaving. Coming! I'm having a good time seeing the art. It's really beautiful. When the little girl rushes over, Dante stretches his hand out to her. She takes it, beaming. Don't smirk.
Not smirking.
I'll let go if you don't stop.
I'm stopping. See, I'm completely serious.
Right. Dante locks the door behind him. There's something inside to steal, but Orion's the one paying for it, so Dante doesn't want to risk any damage. He owes the man enough already. How did you start owing him money? The fuck? The sun went down a while ago, leaving behind the darkness that Orion, as a vampire can freely move in. Ever since Dante started working at the station, nighttime has become his new normal as well. It's an odd feeling. He's always been more comfortable wandering around in the dark, but having a regular job is completely different from sleeping and waking up whenever he pleases. That said, Alice is a human child, and the yawn slips out of her even if she tries to stifle them. Not wanting anyone to suggest for her to go home without visiting the station, she quickly speaks up.
Dante, are you free this weekend? Sunday?
Why?
I'm gonna bake cookies with Mom, and she said if you want some, you can come over. In the afternoon, though, so Dad will be inside his room.
Dante doesn't have to look down at Alice to know that she's fidgeting. I don't want to be mean to the... Look at her. She got big ol' eyes. She wants to make cookies. Not scared of hugging me, not scared of holding my hand, but scared to hear rejection. Oh. We're gonna go get cookies. I'll drop by. I'm not gonna promise when, though.
Really?
If I say I'll come, I will.
Thank you. You'll love the cookies, and you can eat dinner with us too. We'll get a lot of meat for you.
If I feel like it.
Do you think you'll be there for lunch? Mom would want to know.
Depends on when I get up.
When will you get up?
Whenever I wake up.
Why do you not have an alarm clock?
He indulges her curiosity before you can think to point out that he doesn't have anything in his flat. Can't stand the ticking.
How about a digital one?
Waste of electricity. I don't need one. I can sleep whenever. You do have a job. And have I ever overslept? On purpose, yes. See? I don't need a clock to be on time when I want to be. He's speaking facts. Can't argue with that sound argument.
So you just go to sleep and wake up when you want?
Yeah.
I wish I could do that.
You can if you practice. Maybe. He's not actually sure humans can do that. It's a good question.
So you really have no clock at all?
I do have one in a drawer. If I need it. Wrapped up in several layers of fabric to muffle that annoying ticking. Drives him insane.
Why did you buy it if you weren't going to use it?
I didn't. Your father did. The only things Dante bought for the room were a number of pillows.
Dad, why did you buy one for Dante if he wasn't going to use it?
I don't think he knew. A long time ago, Ryan still hoped that he could convert Dante to a normal lifestyle. He'd given that up quickly enough. Well, you never know when it might be useful. That's foreshadowing. At this moment, the police station comes into view. We're here. I'll quickly give Dante and Raul their briefing for the night, and afterwards we go home, alright?
Alright.
And as usual,
no leaving the room, no bothering anyone who looks tired, no touching anything. No talking to Raul unless he's holding his coffee and I see him take at least a sip. Did Dante tell you to do that? No, Raul did.
Now I have to meet Raul. That's funny. Certainly something that Raul would say. Well, I'm sure he's already had enough time to make his coffee. We're a bit later than usual. Not my fault.
My fault?
Your stubby legs still need time to grow.
But you're not saying it's not my fault, huh?
I'm tired of this stuffy nose. Tired of it. As soon as Orion opens the door, he smiles. Ah, there's Raul. As a human child, Alex has little understanding of how quickly some supernaturals can locate people inside of a room. But locating Raul is easy, even for her. He's in the little corner where the coffee maker is, just like at the start of every shift. Who is this Raul? Oh. What framing is this? Alex runs up to him as he takes a sip from the mug.
Raul, hello. Did you refuel? Is the conversation functioning working? Or is the conversation function working? Or do I need to wait?
I have no words. I have none. None of them are good. Raul pats her head, a bit of fondness creeping into his eyes. It's enough. Good evening to you as well. He turns towards Orion. Good evening, sir. And to Dante. Hello. What, no good evening for me? No, I don't want you to have one. Oh no. Bro, what do you mean? Do you want to see how quickly it can ruin your evening? Do the both of you want to have a bad night? I already told Dante, but I have a task for you. Raul takes a big gulp from his mug. Evening ruined. Thank you very much, sir. What the fuck? Alice watches the adults with worry. Is there a big problem, Dad? No, it just seems... I'm pretty sure it's just that they can't get along, Alice. It's just work as usual. Go and say hello to the others. I won't be long.
Fine.
Oh my god. This art's so beautiful, bro. It's so gorgeous. Raul sighs, leading the way to his desk. He takes a chair, side-eyeing Dante as he sits next to the neat stack of paperwork. Don't sit on my desk. Would you rather I lie down on it? Raul looks like he's about to throw something. Oh, I love this interaction. But he holds himself back. No! Oh my god. Oh. If you like the table that much, we should get a leash for that collar of yours and chain you to it. Should we get a leash for that collar of yours and chain you to it? That is crazy. What are these options? Just because I feel like it'll make him more mad, and that seems to be like their dynamic, I guess we're going with kinky. I'm all up for games, but maybe not in public. I don't know about you, but I don't need observers. Doesn't turn me on. He watches Raul process the last bit of conversation, the words seeping much too slowly into his caffeine-deprived brain. Yeah? Sir, permission to stab him? Denied. No, let him do it. He's so ready to beat the shit out of him. Shame. A castration might help calm him down. You started it, and with a child in the room even. Raul closes his eyes. If he has some sort of mantra to keep him calm, now is when he's using it. Oh my god. He turns to Orion, ignoring Dante completely. If there's a case, it might have been better not... If there's a case, it might have been better to not bring Alice along. She looks worried. I mean, I agree. Why is the child here? I understand that she wants to be here, but it seems like something bad's happening. Orion joins them at the desk. I wish she was worried. Because of me and Dante, she has far too little fear of supernaturals. I guess it's positive that she accepted having a vampire father this quickly. If you two want to talk about childcare, do it when I'm not around. Give us a terribly important briefing already. It is rare for you to give us the briefing directly, sir. Did something happen today? Last night, actually. You two were gone already, and I was off doing a final round of patrols before heading home. Oh, here's my controller again. Orion leaves for a moment, then returns, a folder in hand. He taps on it as he talks. It was mostly quiet. I ran into a fight in front of Mirage. Nothing unusual at first glance. But one of the men was unusually aggressive. It was almost impossible to get them off each other. Just when I was about to resort to harsher methods, one of them... Orion stops. The way he's hesitating is unusual. He usually knows what to say. He changed. Mutated, you would call it. Oh no, not again. Please. No more transformations. Did you arrest him? He died. What? It escalated that far? Did you accidentally break his neck? No, he died on the spot. From 1 second to the next, he simply fell over and stopped moving. Raoul inhales deeply. Dante has heard him curse often enough, but this time, the man only glances in Alice's direction. His hands move, forming a curse in sign language. Dante knows it well enough to recognize that by now. Oh. So does Orion. Don't curse in front of her, not even in signs. I'm not. Raoul quietly puts his hands away. Did you get hurt? Doesn't smell like blood. Shut. Be quiet, Dante. I didn't ask you. As Dante already confirmed, no. Nothing that didn't heal immediately. The problem is that we'd never seen anything like that happen before. His body was in an abnormal state. Pathology? On it, but no updates yet. He didn't tell us what it looked like. We're going to investigate this. Why, exactly? Do we think there's more mutants around? We do. I heard mutters of people saying this wasn't the first time they saw that happening to someone. There has to be a cause. So what are we looking for in people? Visually, I mean. Even a smell, if you have one? I'd love to tell you, but it's hard to explain. There's no unusual smell to speak of, and the other changes were... You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. Great. Nothing has happened since yesterday, but anything that might catch the attention of humans has to be solved as soon as possible. There's not just one, but several governmental institutions related to keeping humans oblivious to the existence of supernaturals. A rampaging mutant would make that considerably harder. That is to say, if they don't solve this case as quickly as possible, it might put human eyes on their backs, and then no way in hell I'm going to deal with Abrax running around here. I assume that's how you say that. So take care of it before he catches wind of the issue. I need you two to check all the clubs around Mirage. Talk to anyone suspicious. Watch anyone who stands out. You know your work. Orion places the folder on the table. Raoul immediately pulls it over to himself and skims its contents. But it's so thin that he's done in no time. So why do we have to take this shitty case? Reason number one, you might have to talk to humans. And Raoul is one of the few people in the night shift who passes as a decent police officer. Are you trying to say I don't look reliable in human eyes? I wouldn't say you wouldn't look reliable, but definitely a distraction, my guy. You know exactly what I'm trying to say. Oops. Admittedly, Dante looks more like a thug than an officer. Raoul is very helpful when it comes to convincing humans that his badge isn't fake. I mean, let him have some whimsy. Come on, man. I'll take care of it as usual, sir. Don't worry. Number 2. I want you to keep an ear out for any new substances on the street. In case that's related. Zeno might know something, and you're the only one he'll speak to, Dante. So Raoul gets to question people and I hunt down Zeno. Just like Final Fantasy XIV. Ugh. You're not getting out of the boring task, Dante. Raoul is your partner, so don't even think about going off on your own. He's there to keep an eye on you. Sometimes I feel like a dog trainer. Don't bite, Dante. Be good, Dante. No barking, Dante. Dante growls at that statement, but it sounds hollow, so even Raoul recognizes it as no threat. Zeno isn't difficult to handle as you pretend, old man. You can tell that to every single officer who has given up on detaining him. He's an overgrown kid, hard to catch, but he's not dangerous. Maybe that's why you two get along so well. I'm not. It's time for dinner. I'll take Alice home and come back later. You can handle everything, Raoul? Leave it to me. Thank you. Stuff.
Are we leaving?
Messing with me. I don't need Raoul to watch over me. I think you do. See you two later.
Bye-bye. See you again soon.
Oh, I miss her already. No cursing in front of the kid, right? Growing up with Orion made her weird. You could just say that you like her. Raoul finishes his coffee and puts the mug on the table. He stands up, smoothing out the creases of his shirt. Do you need anything? Do you need to do anything else here? Otherwise, I suggest we go. There's a lot to check out. There's nothing more annoying than blindly asking people information. You won't be asking people. I will. Raoul grabs his coat and shrugs it on, his voice dripping with sarcasm. You're there to look scary and ensure that no one tries to mess with the weak human. Humans aren't exactly common in their division, for a simple reason. They're helpless compared to what they're up against. Raoul is the only human officer on Orion's team. At first, Dante thought that a human would be a liability, but Raoul has proven himself to be a valuable member. It's not just about interacting with other humans. Raoul has a completely different view on things than most supernaturals, and while Dante often finds it irritating, it does have its advantages. I know he's good at what he does, but the supernatural department is a completely different beast from the standard human one. I don't get why he takes the risk. One angry supernatural and he's crippled or dead. Why are you staring at me? Let's see. You know what? I want to know. Why do you do this? What, interact with you? This man's got jokes. This man's got jokes. With supernaturals, working as an officer here. Do you have no self-preservation at all? Not that Dante is one to talk. Are you worried about my health? Forget it. I'm just gonna get you really drunk sometime and ask again. That'll be less bothersome. If you're worried about others attacking me, just make sure they don't. That's a valid point. He still thinks it'd be better if Raoul worked in a place with more survivable dangers. Now come. The night is short. You think? Because I'm feeling like it's gonna be a very long night. Are we taking your car? I'm having fun so far. No, I've got it parked near the Golden Cat. Let's walk. Your choice. They walk for a short time before Raoul speaks up again. Do you mind if I ask a question? Yes. A question for a question? You mean at the station? You didn't even answer. Then you can ask another question after you answer mine. That is fine. Dante tilts his head to show his agreement. Why is it that Orion treats you like a child? I know he's older, but you and I are around the same age, and he doesn't treat me like that. Aww. I don't know if that's him being jealous or if... or what. Why is it that Orion is so worried about you? You're more than able to take care of yourself. But he's treating you like a child who shouldn't run around on his own. We just re-established that officers aren't allowed to work alone. Not that it stops Dante from trying, sometimes. Of course not, but with how much he stresses that I have to keep an eye on you, wouldn't it be better if I wasn't a human? I can't stop you even if you do start a fight. A werewolf is above my weight class. Raoul being a human is actually the point. Not that Dante can explain that. Other than Orion, there's no one who knows Dante is anything other than a werewolf. The only reason Orion knows is that Dante's mother told him. But Raoul doesn't have a reason to know. It's usually no issue, but in some cases, it makes explaining things a bit hard. There are similarities between hellhounds and werewolves that allow one to act as the other, but there are also some huge differences. Raoul may hate it, but him being so much weaker than me is exactly why Orion decided to pair us up in the first place. Oh, is it based off of who he's around? Like if it was somebody who's also supernatural, it's like his body's just like, no, I have to be stronger than this person, question mark? With Raoul around, not only do I have to make sure he stays safe, I also can't run wild. I'd risk injuring him. Oh, I guess that is technically the case. Annoyingly, Raoul did hit the nail on the head though. Orion is treating him like a child, no self-control. I think he's overly worried about me because he knew my mother. Feels responsible or something. Did he know you when you were a kid? That is not an easy question to answer, for several reasons. No. Ah. Complicated, I see. Raoul just nods to himself and stops asking. It's something Dante appreciates, not that he'd ever say that out loud. My turn. Same as before. Why did you end up working here? And how? The division doesn't take in it many humans. I believe Orion was looking to add a human to the division, even before I applied. When we had an interview, it sounded like it. Probably also helped that I was able to use my family name. Previous connections with supernaturals do make it easier for you to get hired. There's that too. You're rich, and you obviously have connections. So why spend every night on the beat for barely anything? I mean, maybe he's just bored. Or experience, I guess. It's not a bad workplace. Everyone is polite, and Orion is a good supervisor. Seriously? You haven't worked another job yet, have you? You haven't worked another job yet, have you? He hasn't, so it's true that he can't compare Orion to somebody else. If he puts us on this case, he believes that we're the right people for him. Aren't you the slightest bit proud of that? No. That's a shame. You should be. Why? He's just using me. I mean, but he doesn't, like, Raoul doesn't know that, so... I could see where it's confusing on his end. He's just as confused on why Dante is here as Dante's confused on why he's here. Raoul was partnered with Dante as soon as he joined the force, but they know little about each other. That's exactly why they're asking each other questions. It's hard to ask about somebody else when you yourself are unwilling to talk. Not that Dante isn't curious. I've got the chance right now anyways. Where'd you work before joining our division? Another question. I'll owe you one. other police stations for humans. And you switched over to the supernatural cases on purpose? You don't stop, do you? It bothers me. It makes no sense. I want an answer or it'll annoy me the whole night. It isn't as interesting as you think. Well, if it's not, then tell it. Well, I shouldn't say that. But it's definitely not gonna help him stop asking. I like working with supernaturals. None of you care about who I am, which is a blessing. What happened? Okay. Let me get this straight. People were sucking up to you before because you're rich with an influential family. Oh. And you didn't like that. I don't need you to understand. But try to believe me when I say it's really damn annoying when people think you're doing good work because of your name and not because you've been working your ass off for it. Raoul inhales and straightens his collar. Sounds like there are many stories he could tell about his previous job. Woof, buddy. I prefer to be judged for my own abilities, not those of my parents and siblings. It's fair. It's fair. Huh. Alright, that's something I can get. You can? Okay. It's going into his brain. He's getting it. He's getting it. It sounds nice to have people do your bidding without needing to work for it. But if you do work, you should get the recognition, and no one else. Dante shrugs, sliding his hand inside of his pockets. Still think you're stupid putting yourself in danger, though. I guess I can be rather stubborn. But I've survived so far. Yes, because I make sure no one mauls you to death. As we've established before, that's why you're my partner. You're doing a good job. Continue to make sure I don't die. I'm not your babysitter. Bodyguard might be the more appropriate word. Raoul's mouth twitches into a smile that he's quick to hide. Aww. They get along in their own way. Although I doubt anyone can convince you to wear a suit. Or anything formal at all. Raoul's eyes move over Dante. Yeah? Which is a bit of a shame. I'll have to reject your job offer. I'm stuck at the station for another while. Certainly stuck for tonight at least. First place of interest is over there. Let's get this over with. Ooh. Oh. Someone is not happy to be in the club. Their first stop was indeed just the start of a long, long night. Many follow before the end is in sight. What happened? What did I miss? What the He's already wanting to kill someone. What happened? Who did what? I'm gonna choke the next person here who wants to waste our time. As expected, or maybe feared, no one knows anything. Not only does it take forever to make them talk, they also end up revealing that they haven't noticed anything other than a couple more bodies than usual. Hello? Like, are we talking about live people or like dead bodies? What is, huh? The relationships between the different groups of supernaturals are complicated, meaning that a corpse won't immediately cause others to react. With how close this place is to the slums, no one has the energy to care for strangers. Oh. I knew this case would be a hassle. This is the last place. Get it together. Raoul steps up to Dante's side. Over the years, he's learned to recognize most of Dante's body language, including the signs of his rising annoyance. Another thing that Dante would never say out loud is that Raoul helps. The way that he riles Dante up is completely different. Somehow, it doesn't make him want to tear out anyone's throat. But as much as his presence is a comforting one, it can't undo the strain on Dante's nerves. It's tempting to mix in with the crowd. There's alcohol here and loud music. People who want your company for a night, who couldn't care less who you are. Even those with good senses would have trouble locating anyone in here, let alone Raoul. If Dante walks off, he'd be rid of him, and this case, within a minute. A break, just for tonight. And tomorrow is another day, and maybe another break. Dante? Raoul grabs Dante's wrist. Light hold. How are you always so quick to realize when I feel like leaving? Could just shake him off. Personality-wise, I think he'd still try and shake him off. Dante pulls just a bit, and the grip in his arm tightens. You do know you can't hold me if I wanted to leave. If you want to make a scene of dragging a human through the whole room, go ahead. Another short tug. The grip holds. I'm almost tempted to try it. Just to see if he'd really hold on. Bro. But if he's being honest, he'd never do that. Just one drink. One, pretty please. You have to give him the Alice eyes. Maybe that'll work. Not during work. You're incredibly boring. Dante turns away from the crowd. Raoul sighs quietly, as exhausted as Dante feels. We'll be out of here sooner if you resist vanishing into the crowd for 2 minutes. Do you think I'd have left for only 2 minutes? Do you think you could have left for longer? Knowing that I'd be wandering around the club alone? No. Because Dante is still somewhat convinced that Raoul is severely underestimating the danger of supernaturals most of the time. Just like Alice. That's what having supernaturals like Orion around you does. Warps your perception. Whatever, where to? Raoul's professionalism returns instantly. He glances around. I'd say the owner, considering he's conveniently wandering over there. Catching the owner instead of some random staff member is half a miracle. The first one of its kind for the night. Although... water breed. Raoul nods towards another corner of the room. That guy might know something too. The little group in the corner isn't hiding. There's small plastic bags being passed around. A dealer, huh? Uh-oh. We don't have any evidence that the victim was on something, but the chances aren't low. The dealer's the best bet for tracing any paying customers. And again, the owner of this place would have a wider network. I don't think the owner would say... well, actually, neither one of these guys would say anything because of their profession. The owner wouldn't really say anything because it's his freaking establishment, and then the dealer is obviously not going to talk to a cop. Let's try the owner. I guess depending on the type of owner, he wouldn't be talking to the cops anyways, either. Let's try the owner before he runs away. Dante walks off in the direction of the club owner, Raoul on his heel. The crowd parts fluidly, closing up again behind them. Dante can't remember the man's name. Didn't even recognize him, to be honest. He doesn't need to. Once they're close enough, Raoul switches positions with him, now standing in front. Alfred Chadwick? Ugh, never. Not with that name. I'll, if anything, but who's asking? Raoul whips out his badge, making the fake smile on the man's face freeze. Police. Damn. I don't need your kind around here. Leave or I'll call security. Al growls, straining off sharp teeth. There is no doubt he's a werewolf even without the gesture. The night has been long already. Seeing the provocative gesture towards his partner, Dante feels his patience thin out even further. Yikes. With one large step, he's right in front of the guy, face close enough to feel his breath. When he growls, it's much darker. The sound has Al's eyes widening, whole body tensing up. Listen, you mangy mutt. If you call security, I can assure you that blood would flow. If you want this to end without anyone in the hospital, you'll answer damn questions. The more cooperative you are, the faster we're done here. Understood? Werewolves are good at gauging their opponents. The man stops showing off his fangs in seconds. That's crazy. Understood. Dante steps back, standing closer to Raoul now, to show that he won't allow any further threats. Al clears his throat, fixing his collar that hadn't even been touched, and tries to regain his composure. No need to be so aggressive. Can we start? Raoul looks at Dante rather than Al when he asks his question, though it's the werewolf who answers. Not here. Follow me. Going into the back rooms. I like the music too. Oh, everything in this is gorgeous. My eyes are being blessed, my ears are being blessed. The story seems good so far. Man. Al leads them to a small room in the back. It's quieter than the main area. No one's around to interrupt or overhear them. Al leaves Dante to close the door. He crosses his arms and leans against the wall, wary and defensive. What do you want? It's pretty simple. We heard about an odd fight right in front of your place. Someone died after a burst of aggression. What do you know about that? The police are looking into that? Well, it's to my advantage if you do. There's something freaky going on there. I didn't see it firsthand, but I got the wildest description as to what he looked like whenever he died. Dante can only assume this is what Orion mentioned. I wonder what actually happened. It's not just that one guy. I've heard of this sort of thing happening more than once. The dead aren't the usual addicts either, but even some people who typically avoid drugs, paying customers. If word gets out, I'll really start losing business. Raul tensed up at the mention of more victims. Oof. Not a standalone case of sudden death, it seems. When did this start? How would I know? Not like I go around counting days. What are we talking, weeks or months? If I had to guess, weeks definitely. Can't give you an exact time frame, but it's not been that long. How many deaths have you noticed? What kind of question is that? There's always been people acting up and dying one way or another. Slums are close and all that. The exaggerated stories are nothing new either. I just thought it was worse than usual. Till I started losing customers. And you didn't report any of the previous deaths? Al shrugs, looking uninterested. I mean, typical behavior of someone who's trying to keep his business up. Or people off his back, I guess. Started out more in the back alleys. Nothing too visible on the surface. Raul rubs a hand over his face. Flash in the JJK scene. You all are really... What else do you know about the ones who've died? Well, you already said they act aggressive. But that's playing it down. I've seen a little succubus run into a whole group of supernaturals without a second thought. Drew a lot of onlookers, so I didn't see any of the weird shit that people have been talking about. Sober, drunk, on something? What exactly do you think I spend my whole night doing? I'd say you're noticing whether the people are Hold on, wait, whoa. Read. I need to read. I'd say, if you're noticing whether the people dying are customers or not, then you're also noticing whether they're buying something off menu. He's got you there. He's got you there, buddy boy. Wanna know about the details, but at least the succubus did like to party with a bit of something in her blood. Something extra in her blood. But not a single one was the type to get that aggressive. What happens to the corpses? What happens to any corpse around here? the police don't get it on time, there's always someone happy to take a body along. I seriously don't know anything else. I swear. Your word's useless. Look, I don't want police around here. You leave me alone, I leave you alone. That's how it's always been, right? We'll leave you alone once you've told us everything. I have! So I won't have to come back here after finding out something else. Al hesitates, eyes wandering. Dude, just tell him what he wants to know. I did say everything I know about the dead guys, which is basically nothing. If you want something else, there's an odd guy in a hood who's been seen nearby. Stranger. Stranger indeed. Fucking strange, that guy. How would you describe him? Tall, like... Motions with his hand, showing a size way above his own head. Tall. Wears some odd dress, oriental or whatever. Hood over his head. Everyone who's seen him says the same thing. He's scary, intimidating. Made them freeze up and want to hide even when he was just passing by. Did he talk to anyone? Not a single word. Sounds like a supernatural. What kind? No one knows. There's no scent on him. None. He appears out of nowhere without a sound and vanishes just as quickly. Are you sure that the ones running into him don't just have a bad nose? If it was one person, sure. But I've already heard a dozen different people who have seen him. All kinds of supernaturals, too. Raoul turns to Dante. Don't vampires have no smell? They do have one. It's just very subtle. Not to mention that the smells of your environment stick to you. It's weird to say that someone smells like nothing. Suspicious, right? There's stuff that changes your scent, but no one would go for nothing. Smells like nothing stands out worse than anything else could. Not that you'd know, human. I don't need a dog's nose to understand that. You, a dog? Al gapes and then looks over at Dante, as if fully expecting a fellow werewolf to take offense at being compared to a dog. Oh my god. This is like... this is like a scene in freaking Criminal Minds where they're calling like the guy that they're interrogating a hood rat, and he gets super upset and tells them everything he knows. Little does he know that a hellhound doesn't appreciate being compared to a werewolf either. I feel like Dante would double down on it. You look like one to me too. Honestly, you do look like a dog. One little growl and you tuck your tail and lower your head like an obedient mutt. Al wants to get angry. He really wants to get angry. But Dante smirks, showing his teeth, and it's written on his face that he knows what Dante wants. A fight. Not one Al is going to win. Gritting his teeth, Al turns his head away. Is that enough for you to leave? Anything else I can tell you is just random stuff. People having affairs, magic experiments failing, cartel doing cartel stuff. The museum burned down or something. I don't know. SSF was sniffing around for the last one. That tall grumpy vampire with the white hair's been snooping.
Brix?
Brias? I don't know how to pronounce that name. That might be interesting to hear more about. Dante tilts his head, tempted to ask more about it, but Raoul shakes his head. Something for later, then. I have one last question, then we're done. Get it out. Have you seen Zeno around lately? Huh? That has Al getting defensive again. What are you asking about him for? Suddenly it involves his business. So now he's clamming up, huh? We need to talk to him too. Don't know him. No idea. I mean, you know his name. That's why you're reacting this way. It's kind of a dead giveaway, my guy. You don't look like you don't know him. Dante interrupts Raoul with a shake of the head. He's not gonna say anything if you ask him like that. We're not out to get him or mess with your sales. We just want to talk to him, then we'll leave him be. Sounds like bullshit to me, you're cops. Even cops have given up on catching him. We just want to ask him about any new drugs on the market. You say that, but fine, I do know where he is. Hard not to around here, but I want to know where he is. Or, I read that wrong. He's here and there, wherever he pleases. A small fry like me couldn't keep an eye on him. Can't help you. That's very much in line with how Zeno behaves. Both Dante and Raoul know that. Alright. Thank you for your help. Are you leaving now? Yes. Finally! Let me escort you out. This is the most motivated Al has been this entire conversation. Dante and Raoul do get escorted out, but the way the door slams shut behind them makes it clear they're not welcome back. I mean, if something happens, there's no choice on that. I should have punched him just once. Wouldn't have helped. I mean, for the fun of it. It's worrying that there are many more victims than we expected. Orion was right to think something is wrong. Well, we've checked all the clubs and other places in the area that make sense. But since we haven't encountered anyone unusually aggressive or dead, we can't do anything else for the moment. I'd suggest you see if you can find Zeno. He's not gonna reveal himself if I'm with you. So, meet me at the Golden Cat when you're done. I won't try for very long. Better than nothing. In the meantime, I'll inform some people about the stranger, just in case he's involved in all this. See you later. Raoul doesn't wait for Dante to start complaining, leaving him before he can get a single word in. How the fuck am I supposed to find that guy? Dante shoves his hands into his pocket, walking down the street. His best chance of running into Zeno is doing exactly that. Just walking around, waiting for Zeno to show himself. If he's not asleep, who knows where? He's working at his lab, that's also who knows where. If he's not working, he's relaxing on some rooftop. Oh, so then there's at least somewhere you can look. Just jump the roofs. As one of the main designers for an astoundingly large circle of cities, Zeno should be a more dangerous guy, but even the police aren't after him anymore. and so many attempts to capture and keep him, but he always slips out. Slippery guy. Not to mention there'd just be someone worse filling in his position if he's gone. Most of the time, Zeno is friendly. He minds his own business and he doesn't pick fights. He's not a direct threat to others. Even a child would be safe around him. As long as you can make sure he doesn't feed them anything weird. Zeno doesn't show up as he walks around. Dante's patience reaches its limit and he stops. Fuck this, I'm leaving. What? I was just about to stage dramatic entry! Oh, he's a silly little guy. Oh, wow. I've almost got the timing figured out, and now you've ruined all my work. Zeno, there you are. Oh my god, these are so gorgeous. Zeno says, oh my god, I'm awed. Zeno's sitting on top of the roof. Zeno's sitting on top of a roof, but his voice carries hello? I cannot read. Zenos sitting on top of a roof, but his voice carries as clearly as if he were standing right next to Dante. Here I am. You've been looking for me. I have. Come down. Zeno doesn't even consider it. No way. We must stay apart, for I never know when you might turn on me, taking advantage of me, letting my guard down just to arrest me. Have I ever even tried to arrest you? This whole time we've known each other? No. So I'm not gonna start now. Come down. Don't want to. I feel like our current distance is fitting. Something about the distance between our hearts. I think he's funny. Are you gonna stop talking nonsense? Zeno grabs his chest in a dramatic gesture. A cop and a criminal can't be friends. You being down there and I up here is a representation of that. Get it? Still ignore that for a moment, or a minute. I have to talk to you. I understand. That's why we're talking. Face to face. We are! From far away. Oh my god. I would be so freaking frustrated. I'm sure Dantes is. Is there any good reason to talk like this? You're a cop. And I'm a good reason. I think that's a good reason. You're wasting magic just so we can talk. Oh, okay. It's worth it to talk to you. I want to hit him so bad. Aww. But even if Zeno was in front of him, he shouldn't do that. All other reasons aside, Zeno isn't exactly sturdy. It would have to be more of an affectionate pat. What kind of stupid thing do I have to do to say to lure him down here? Even if we have to be apart, we should work on overcoming obstacles and... Okay, no, enough! Get down here! Now! Zeno! Yes? Get your ass down here, I'm coming up! Just like true friends. And they were roommates. Zeno claps his hands together. A small, colorful dust cloud appears. Likely remains of whatever he last worked on. You'd come all the way up just to have a chat with me? We're like Sherlock and Lupin. True freedom lies in breaking the chains of societal expectations. We are two people who can't be What is... I think he's funny. We are two people who can't be together, can't be apart. We don't care what the world thinks. What the fuck are you saying? I need a damn beer. If you make me climb up to you, I'm going to break one of your bones for every second you've wasted. Up on the roof, Zeno cocks his head. You're so serious today. He gets up and steps off the edge without a second thought. Zeno's body appears from above, hanging upside down, bouncing slightly as he stops right in front of Dante. Hey, look! I've been getting the hang of a new trick. It takes some practice and all the blood runs to your head, but it works. Oh my god. I think so far he's one of my favorites. I've only had him for a few seconds. Without comment, Dante grabs Zenos by the waist and turns him around mid-air. Zeno squeaks like a toy, but doesn't struggle. I could snap him in half by accident. Finding himself the right way up, the wizard stops hovering and places his feet on the ground. Ah, he's a wizard. What's wrong? Usually you play along for a bit. I'm not falling for the sad puppy facade. Not today. Not twice today, when Alice already got me earlier. I'm still working. I have to talk to you. No time for games? No time or energy. He's been having a rough night, bud. Zeno circles Dante once and makes a doubtful sound. You look more like you have too much energy. You could use some calming down. Want something? I got some stuff with me. Not right now. Alright, but if you change your mind, I've got a personal stash. I'll give you only the best. Just give me a... Just shot on the street or something. I'll find you. Probably. I like this guy. I really hope he's not a villain. Sit on the rooftop and howl. You're a werewolf, aren't you? I'm sure you howl very nicely. will remember to call you by Howling in the future. But about the thing I'm here for, I'm all ears. Actually, I'm working on a spell that gives you a flying ear. Not an actual ear, I think, but you can make it fly around and you can hear what it hears. It's failing so far, but it's gonna be fun. Xeno, concentrate. No, let him keep going. Let him keep going. Concentrating. Listening. Do you know anything about a new substance that makes people abnormally aggressive? The majority of drugs in the area, at least for the supernatural, were created by Xeno. Other creators have little space to compete, and those that do are carefully selected and only make specific products. The cartel controls the whole system to its own benefit. Fewer issues, more happy customers. And Xenos' expression turns blank. New drug. Anything you made or were involved in recently? Or any new substance from anyone else? You don't remember. Xeno pulls a hand through his hair, messing it up. It leaves a little trail of blue powder. There's so much stuff I work on and so many recipes. How can you expect me to remember everything? Customer confidentiality, or something like that. I don't remember who came to me for what. You're so great at confidentiality that you forget the name before they're even out the door. Exactly. You get me. Do you remember my name? Dante. I'm honored. You're my sworn nemesis. Of course I would remember your name. How many people's names do you know? Like 15? 20? Should have expected this. This guy doesn't remember anything from 5 seconds ago if he doesn't want to. What a way to live your life. It's a nice life. You should try it. Not thinking about stuff that doesn't have to bother you is great. I can use that time and energy for other things. Unlike you right now. Sometimes, Xenos' suggestions actually make sense. It's odd, because usually nothing about him does. Rather than worry about who I'm working with or what they're doing, I prefer to think about nice things. Like my next meal, for example. We should go out and eat together sometime. Weren't you just blabbing about keeping your distance? We don't have to go. I didn't say no. Oh. Oh yeah? I'm also just saying. Dante blanks out for a moment, thinking about his next meal does sound nice. Stop distracting me. I still have questions. And I still have answers! Or not. We'll have to see. You know nothing? I know nothing. Listen, it's not one of the usual party drugs. It's deadly. Kills people. It's what? From one moment to the next, it's like a switch is flipped. Xenos' tone changes completely. Who fucked that up? They aren't supposed to kill. Dead customers are bad customers. That gets the police on our backs. Wow, he's pissed. Only people who are alive can buy more. That's just basic business logic. I work my ass off to make sure stuff doesn't have a bad side effect, and here comes some brainless designer messing it up. Really? They're gonna tarnish my name! Do you even care about your reputation? No! But this is a matter of principle. Oh, this is a funny... I'm having a good time. This is great. Which principle? Zeno awkwardly waves his hand. Something. I don't know, my work's been screwed up, that's all. You're sure it's not someone selectively killing people? I'm not sure about anything. Our only guess so far is that everyone affected is taking the same thing. What a pain. Zeno lifts his hand, biting on the knuckle of his index finger. I mean, considering he's apparently made... His bones are made out of glass and paper is a skin, she probably shouldn't be doing that. Our system is working so nicely, I don't want anyone messing with it. Stop that. What? Biting your finger. You're leaving marks. Zeno lowers his hand and covers it with his other one. Does the thought of someone interfering with his work stress him out that much? Zeno takes several steps back, increasing the distance between them. He waves at Dante, his smile the same as before. Well, it doesn't matter what it is. You're gonna find out who's messing with my customers, right? I have no choice. Then I'll do the same. I'm sure we can fix the problem together. Dante, see you again soon. Next time, let's have something to show for this case. Zeno does a little hop that lands him in midair again, quickly taking him up to another roof where he vanishes out of sight. You say that, but you're not gonna remember, are you? Can't tell if he's a genius or an idiot. At least he managed to find Zeno and hear what he has to say. But I'd liked something more useful. This whole night has been a waste. It doesn't help his mood. Dante rubs his hand over his face. Whatever, I did my work. Raoul should be waiting for me. Time to finish up for today. It takes a moment for Dante to find his way, but soon he's walking down another alley to get to the bar. With the night ending, people are starting to return home if they have one. Tired yawns, drunk ramblings, and a happy hollering can be heard, though Dante takes the quieter streets on purpose to avoid them. It always helps, but only so much. Even the back alleys have other people in them. Dante quickens his pace, listening despite himself for any surly remarks or angry slurred muttering. He'd never been the type to ignore rowdy drunks. They didn't ignore him either, which had been a blessing at least until Orion caught on. It wasn't really losing control if some idiot on the street swung at him first. The fights were an easy way to burn off his restlessness, but when he'd first started working as a cop, Orion had hardly left his side at night. He used to drag Dante away from busier streets, repeating over and over like a broken record, a very annoying one, for Dante to just ignore them. Alright, I take quick break. Hold on. Back to it. And he's right. Drunks don't make for challenging fights anyways. They're a waste of his time. He's good at it by now. Ignoring them, not jumping at every chance. Doesn't mean he doesn't want a fight. Damn vampire. I should see if he'll fight me again soon. Orion is not to be underestimated as an enemy, which is why Dante has been trying to rile him up since day one. He only managed to bait him once, by bringing up Alice. Oh, buddy. Dante hadn't liked what happened after that, but the end result was positive. Orion had agreed he needed an outlet, so he started sparring here and there. So they'd started sparring here and there. Not half as often as Dante would like, but better than nothing. I'm going insane. Everything tonight is just messing with me on purpose. Fucking work, fucking case, no one cares about except for Orion and some higher-ups I've never even seen before. That's right. And he has that thought that It's right when he has that thought that someone stumbles into Dante's path. Watch where you're fucking walking. Dante flares up. The alcohol stench coming off the man is so bad that it itches in his nose. The man jolts, swaying from left to right. He's muttering something under his breath, but as he raises his head, the murmur quickly grows louder. It's incomprehensible nonsense. Half syllables are connected in no particular order, more sounds than words. They tumble each other as the man's face distorts, veins bulging out and eyes wide open. Oh, is this one of the victims? He screams, a bestial cry, as he raises a fist, swinging it towards Dante wildly. Bastard, you picking a fight right now? Dante tries not to focus on the delight buried under the anger of his words. He catches the fist. It's surprisingly heavy for a man with such a thin build, and throws a punch back. It connects, hard enough that he can hear a crack. He expects the man to either back off, surprised by the resistance, or just keep swinging. What he doesn't expect is how the man turns. What he doesn't expect is how the man turns. Not at all reacting to whatever just broke. He bares his teeth, getting ready to bite right into Dante's hand. Dante pulls back his right hand, using the other to grab the man by the hair and swing him against the wall. There's a dull thud, and the man slumps down. Oh. Aw, shit. Come on, seriously? Dante groans. The man is not strictly human. The man is not strictly human. Under the alcohol and the sense of other supernatural, he smells like a wizard. Sadly, him being a wizard doesn't exactly fit his human fertility. As Dante strains his ears, he can't hear him breathing him anymore. Shit. The desire to ignore this situation is strong. If he just killed a man, then that's gonna become a giant mess. The guilt doesn't quite settle in. There's too many other emotions taking up all the space. But he knows Orion wouldn't leave. Neither would Raoul. He's neither of them, but he won't be able to look them in the eye if he doesn't take care of this. I mean, that makes... I don't think he's the one who killed him. I'm pretty sure that's another victim of whatever is going on. Dante kneels in front of the body, quickly checking the man's situation. The impact against the wall was not bad enough to kill a person. The punch before that was worse, and even that appeared to have only broken the man's nose, doing no further damage. No, the man shouldn't be dead, but here he is. Ah, what the fuck. Throws a punch at me first, and then has the audacity to die in front of me. Son of a bitch. Wait. Dante squints at the corpse. Aggression followed by a sudden death. No way. Could it be? Dante reaches out to touch the man again when... Oh? Huh? Excuse me? Who there? Dante whips his head around, staring down the street. Seconds pass, but what he first thought was the sound of a single, isolated step doesn't return. This night can't get any weirder. He sighs, returning to face the corpse. Excuse me? Oh, me too. Me too. My exact reaction to that. Get the hell out of here, bro. He doesn't get to focus on it. This time, it's not an unknown sound. It's a voice. Almost right. Get off of me. No! Wasting no time to think, Dante throws himself in the opposite direction, scrambling to his feet and distancing himself from whoever has managed to approach him without even audibly breathing. There was no smell to warn him of the stranger's presence. They smell like nothing. Oh, so we're dying. That's what? No. Yeah, I'd be gone. I wouldn't even be standing here anymore. That should... No. They're just suddenly there. looking at the dead person and then turning their attention towards Dante. He knows the stranger is looking at him without seeing their eyes. Ice seeps through his veins, almost physical sensation as it steals his breath away. When the hooded figure straightens, their clothes rustle. That's the only sound around them. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. No. This person is tall, wears some odd dress, oriental or whatever. Hood over his head. Everyone who's seen him has said the same thing. He's scary, intimidating. Made them freeze up and want to hide even whenever he was just passing by. The guy that club owner talked about. The man is as tall as described, and his clothes indeed just as odd. Considering the circumstances, he's definitely someone that needs to be interrogated, but terrifying. He's terrifying. Al's description sounded like an exaggeration. Unexpectedly, he was right. The sheer presence of the man makes even Dante want to hide away. See, that's a problem. Because Dante has been up to fight everyone that he's seen so far. And this is what stops him? That's not good. But at the same time, how fascinating. I've never met anyone like this. Oh no. He doesn't like to bow down. Not even when he's as intimidated as he is right now. The different sides of him pull in opposite directions, ultimately rendering him completely motionless. Fight until the hierarchy is established. There is no surrender. A hellhound does not lower their head to someone who does not earn their submission. That's crazy. Submit, because a fight is not necessary. This person, being, creature is far above him. It's stupid to not understand this, and accepting another's strength is not shameful. His human side, quiet till now, chimes in. When you see someone scary, isn't it better to run? Are they gonna get— oh my god! Okay. What do you know about this one's state? The hooded man talks, interrupting his thoughts. His voice sends shiver right down Dante's spine. It's not a request, it's an order. He has to answer. He doesn't try to fight this, at least. There's no reason to. I don't know them. Dante's voice is shaking. He swallows heavily and puts a hand on his throat, forcing himself to calm down. He will not stutter from fear like a helpless pup. But they might be one of several deaths caused by the same thing. The man hums. After a moment of contemplation, he moves closer. Oh, hello? No. Personal space, buddy. Please. No. The closer he gets, the more Dante wants to leave. What is he? I've never met anyone or anything like this before. What is he? What is he doing here? Dude. Climb over the freaking trash bin there, bro, and haul. Just start running. Book it. The man towers over Dante when they stand in front of each other. There's a pair of eyes shining under the hood, staring right into him. Caused by what? At this point, it's getting harder to breathe. Dude. Dante's instinct is screaming. Run away or lower your head. Just stop looking. Stop risking his anger. Stop risking your life. I'm not gonna run away. Dude. Fear is choking his throat, but Dante doesn't move his eyes away out of sheer stubbornness. He's run away too often. He's had enough of it, even in the face of potential death. You're not running away? The eyes under the hood narrow. Oh. I'm so curious on who this guy is. I'm sorry, Dante, you're gonna have to stay. The thought is like a hand on his shoulder steadying him. Dante forces himself to assess the situation as objectively as possible. The stranger isn't threatening him. Not at all. Neither his aura nor what's visible of his facial expression is an act of deliberate intimidation. The stranger is terrifying to stand across from, but he's not made any move to attack. This is his natural aura, pushing others down, not a conscious act. Man has too much aura. Can't believe it. He's just asking questions. A prey that runs gets hunted. Stand your ground, don't give in. It's hard to hold eye contact with the man, but the longer Dante does, the more fascinating his eyes get. He's old. Very old. His eyes are not a lake, they're an ocean. Calm right now, but the waves can build up high. There's no desire inside of them and no threat. All the man is doing is looking down at a curious thing he encountered, giving it his attention for a mere few seconds. Breathless seconds pass. They're just staring at each other. Then the man leans back, and then the pressure vanishes enough for Dante to inhale. Little things like you usually run away when I get close. You're not. How quirky. Who are you calling quirky? Continue on with your night, young hellhound. Don't forget to breathe. With that, the hooded man's attention span appears emptied. He turns his head up to the sky, pausing for a second. Then he walks off, odd clothes rustling softly with every step. Okay. Yeah, that's totally normal. By the time Dante manages to snap out of it, he's gone. Who was that? Someone like him would stand out everywhere. How is it that the whole city's not talking about him yet? Not to mention he knew what I was. It's impossible to tell the difference between a werewolf and a hellhound by scent alone. Did my reaction give it away? What else? When the fear is gone, there's nothing but awe left. That man is someone even the most powerful supernaturals in North Haven would bow to. That thought is the most pleasing. Power struggles are common within supernatural communities. There's always someone planning to overthrow the current boss. If that man stepped in, Dante can't imagine much that would stand in his way. Hellhounds don't have alphas. Not like werewolves have. Not like that. But the strongest among them, the most cunning, the most intelligent, they're still the ones everyone turns to when the situation grows dire. The stranger would be the kind of leader to give you security. A horror to outsiders, but the ideal protector for everyone inside the pact. It's not a thought he decides to spend more time on. Are we recruiting Mystery Man? He's not a hellhound. That I'm sure of, unless... Useless to wonder what someone could bring to the species when it's not even a possibility. The man is gone, and it's best not to think about him if he does. Best not to think about him. If he does think too much about him, he might just have to try to follow him. Dante shakes his head. Back to work. There's still a corpse on the ground. Pushing away any stray thoughts, he approaches the body. Dante checks the man from the head to toe one more time. The distraction helps. Looking at him now, Dante finally understands what Orion meant about knowing a victim if he saw one. The skin of the corpse has developed thin cracks in the short time since he collapsed. It feels hard, as if the whole body's surface is hardened. Well, at least it looks like this wasn't my fault. That's something. The cracks have the slightest discoloration. That's about it. He can still move the corpse's joints, so whatever has happened is mostly superficial. What the organs looked like, he couldn't say. I've seen people's insides before, but I don't exactly have an interest in them. That's a job for pathology. Now I have to get someone from the station to fetch the body. Sadly, he doesn't have a phone. They're giant brick-shaped things, unwieldy and inconvenient to carry around. Raoul keeps one on him, but he's not here. He does, in theory, have a pager. But that's exactly where it always is. On his desk, back at the station. Dude, and then how are you supposed to get information around? You're gonna have to go and freaking hope that nobody comes and gets this body while you're going to go tell Raoul. He just really hates that thing. Contacting the station is what he has Raoul for, right? Still, there's no way he's going to carry a corpse on his back, so he has to inform someone. Time to wake some people up. Oh my god, he's gonna scream in the freaking hall, in the alleyway. There's enough houses around. He just has to sniff out a supernatural household, then ring long enough until he can tell someone to call the station. Oh, never mind. It's not what he was gonna go do, I guess. Oh, no annoyance can fight against the power of a police badge. The poor couple Dante woke up wasn't happy, but neither was he, so they made the phone call obediently enough. Having gotten confirmation that someone was coming, Dante decided that his day was over. The couple will make sure no one steals the corpse. The bar is still open when Dante enters. There's a handful of people sitting here and there. The Golden Cat is his favorite bar. It's a cozy place frequented by both supernaturals and humans in the know, which is perfect for enjoying a beer after a long day or night of work. A bit further inside, Raoul is already waiting for him, sitting with two people Dante recognizes. Guess it's good that he had company while he was waiting. Halfway decent company, at least. You can consider Edgar good company for Raoul. They're both decent people with morals and all that. Sir, oh, okay. I was like, is that Edward that I know of? Because I did play a little bit of Cersei's Okay, yay! And I get to see Cersei again! Yay! I absolutely love her. Cersei, probably not so much. The bar isn't that big, so they notice him the moment he enters. Dante feels Cersei's eyes on him and involuntarily rubs over his arm, where the hairs are standing up. He takes a breath to calm himself. Nothing happened. Dante stops at the bar to order a drink first. He can hear Cersei talking about him. Is he avoiding us? I think he can hear you. Yes, that's the point. Aww! Oh, that's cute. That's a cute picture. He ignores her for now, reaching to pet the cat sitting on the counter. She's the namesake of the bar and probably the only cat that doesn't care about getting petted, even when the one doing it is a supernatural. Cena purrs as he strokes her fur, leaning into the touch. She's warm, small, and weak. Complete opposite of the man just now. A rough tongue licks the tip of his finger. Cena experimentally gives it a bite to see if it's not something edible, and turns away in distaste when it's not. Bold kitty. I'm not even worried I might hurt you, huh? He scratches her ear, but in a classic cat-like manner, the animal suddenly decides she's had enough and jumps off the counter. Now you gotta socialize, buddy. As she vanishes somewhere underneath the tables, the bartender returns. Here's your beer. Thanks. Beer in hand, Dante finally joins the group waiting for him. He takes the seat next to Raoul, pretending he doesn't notice Cersei's unblinking stare. Cersei and Edgar are a vampire and a human who run a private investigation agency together. Dante would find their partnership weird if he didn't know Orion and his wife. We still make two abnormal pairs. Two weak humans working together with two dangerous supernaturals. I can tell exactly why Raoul and Edgar can connect with each other. Edgar and Raoul have a friendly enough relationship to chat. Whenever they run into each other at the Golden Cat. As a result, Dante and Cersei have also started running into each other. Cersei's as nice as she always is, which means she's not. She jumps at the chance to tease him. Did you forget to brush your hair this morning? Or did you run into trouble on your way here? If anyone's picking on you, you can always let me know. I don't like animal abuse. He'd comment on that, but he has an easier retort. Thanks to not having heard about I never know how to say this. About Abraxias. Or Abraxias? Whatever. Being around. Just ran into Abraxias. Seen him. I'm gonna call him Abra. Unless I end up finding out how he's actually pronounced. His name is Abra. Seen him recently? Cersei doesn't even try to hide her disdain. Not really. Gotcha. I heard he and his agents were snooping around that museum that exploded. Interviewing potential witnesses. Guess they'll be wandering all around the city till that's sorted. Keeping an eye on things. Ugh. If you haven't run into him yet, I'm sure you will. A lot. Having gotten the reaction he wanted from her, Dante's focus shifts to what she might actually know. There's always something interesting happening when the SSF gets involved. The SSF, or Supernatural Secrecy Force, is not like the police. It's an international security and intelligence agency tasked with ensuring that the existence of supernaturals doesn't come to light. Abra is the captain of the SSF's North Haven branch. Dante doesn't care too much about them. They don't get involved with the police unless there's a problem, so they've never bothered him. Even when Abra doesn't visit the station, it's got nothing to do with Dante. But that doesn't mean he doesn't find their work interesting. It's entertainment, at least. Heard anything about it, though? About that, though? Cersei just shrugs. Her disinterest would be unbelievable if she didn't rattle off the next couple of sentences so quickly, making it obvious she's trying to change the subject. Not sure what you're asking me for. I haven't got a clue what they're up to, and speaking from experience, it's best if it stays that way. Actually, why do you even care? Aren't the SSF and the police supposed to stay out of each other's business as much as they can? Unless it's related to whatever the two of you are working on. Raoul wouldn't tell us anything, but maybe you will. Raoul takes a sip of his beer, the same way he sips from his coffee when Dante is talking nonsense. You didn't give me a chance to say anything. As if you would have told me the truth As if you would have told me the truth if I did. Hello? Cersei stares Dante down. He holds back up the urge to comment that if she had shared a story of her own, he'd be more inclined to talk. Well, since you asked so nicely, no. You suck. I don't. That's your job. I have jokes. Next to them, Edgar fidgets nervously, then interrupts them carefully. Okay, well, you two look busy and we're in desperate need of a drink. We'll leave you to it. But, come on, Cersei. You've bothered them enough for tonight. How dare you? I'm perfectly lovely and pleasant to be around. Raoul offers a wave, looking faintly relieved when Edgar gets up. Good to see you, Edgar. Yeah, cheers. Cersei allows herself to get dragged away to another corner of the bar. Both Dante and Raoul catch them for a moment until Raoul glances at him. Can she hear us from over there? Dante shrugs, making himself comfortable in his seat. This close? Yes. She's not that curious about it. Especially not when she's already distracted, talking to Edgar and the bartender. If you say so. Before we get into what happened, you ran into Abra? No, just wanted to mess with her. But they did mention the SSF at the Mirage, so... It's better if he's not on this case. Now, give me a summary of what happened. Found Zeno. He says he doesn't remember anything useful. I also ran into the hooded figure Al mentioned, who might actually be involved. And I found a corpse. So I woke up some random people to call the station. Raoul stares at Dante for a solid 10 seconds. Dante stares back, silent. You know what? I take it back. Tell me every single thing you remember happening, in order. You serious? I didn't think your summary would be that bad. Maybe your instructions just suck. It was a summary. Could you just be helpful for once? I like to finish up tonight. So would I. Oh. Oh no, did I? No! I might have skipped by accident. Shoot. Can I go back? Ugh. Putting aside whether Zeno is actually involved in putting aside whatever relationship the two of you have, do you believe him when he says he doesn't remember anything but the new drug? Considering how angry he was, the answer to this question is yes. Oh, wait. Is it history that I can... Yes. Okay, okay. What did I accidentally skipped over? The long version, then. I see. Partway through his retelling, Raoul starts to frown. Now he's tapping the table, his eyes closed in thought. Dante waits, letting him sort out whatever is going on in his head. Do I get another drink while he's thinking? Oh, done. Before we talk more about this, I have 2 questions for you. So many questions today. That is, sadly, part of your job. Number 1. Putting aside whether Zeno is actually involved in putting aside whatever relationship the two of you have, do you believe him when he says he doesn't remember anything about a new drug? Yeah, and then, okay. Now back to where I was. He looked honestly confused when he said he didn't recall hearing about it, and upset when he heard that people were dying. From what I know of him, he does forget things easily. The first 3 times we met, he couldn't even remember my face. But I don't think he would have lied if he did remember. It wouldn't be to his advantage to admit it. The thing is, he doesn't care about advantages and disadvantages. Zeno's been prattling about all kinds of illegal stuff to me ever since we met. He doesn't think it's an issue. Raoul nods. Second question. What? Accepting my word without complaining? I just want to hear your opinion, nothing else. Doesn't mean I agree or disagree. That mysterious stranger you ran into. Would you say he's on our side or not? As in, does he want the unknown substance gone? Or to take it for himself? Or is he just curious? For the record, I'm going to continue calling it a drug because it's easier than talking about an unknown cause. It does seem most likely for now, though. Too many addicts involved. I think he also wants answers because he was indeed curious on what caused that to happen. And it's not that he's not involved, because people have seen him around the crime scenes. There was something like a feeling? The fact that someone had died bothered him, at least the tiniest bit. Not to mention that I don't think he'd need it for anything. Money, power. You can get money if you have power, and someone like him is strong enough to get whatever he wants. I didn't meet him, so I'll take your thoughts into account for now. What do you think? I think we should avoid a stranger who might be dangerous. Unless we have a decent reason to assume that he's part of the situation. I haven't ever seen you worry about another supernatural strength. This is the first time. I don't think we want to run into him again. Dante both agrees and disagrees with that. As for Zeno, maybe he doesn't remember anything, but he knows something. The chance that any substance in this North Haven passes him by unseen... The chance that any substance in North Haven passes him by unseen is too low. It's not like Zeno filters who he works with. If you got the money and time, he'll take the job. I'd start by tracking down more dealers. If it is a drug, Someone has to be selling it. Don't I get a say in this? You do. I've said what I would do. What about you? How do you think we should approach this? Please don't make that my choice. Oh. Nice! You've reached the end of the BTMO demo. Thank you for playing. To support the full game's development and for more news on Burn the Midnight Oil, check out our Kickstarter, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and Discord. Yeah! Awesome. I was hoping to be able to do at least one of them today. Oh, so far it's good. I really like how this storyline is going. So I guess that marks the end of the stream for now. But yeah, I'll stream Cersei's part hopefully next week, and then we'll see how that goes. Alright guys, bye bye.